Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Village Committee of the Whole meeting for September 17, 2024. I call this meeting to order, and again, please ask the clerk to call the roll.
Trustee Daney?
Here.
Gansey? Here. Gunstein?
Here.
Hopkins?
Here.
LaPorte?
Here.
Walensky? Here. President Wallace?
Here. So we begin these Committee of the Whole meetings now. If anybody would like to address the committee at this time, kindly step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and try to keep your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anybody in the chamber that would like to address the committee? Seeing none, is there anyone online, John?
No, Mayor.
Thank you, John. Moving right along, standing committee reports. First standing committee report is Building and Zoning Committee Chairman GUNSTEEN.
Thank you, President Wallace. We have one item tonight on the agenda. It is the Bartlett Automotive Mall. The petitioner is requesting an amendment to the preliminary final PUD plan to approve a revised west parcel landscape plan for the Genesis and Honda dealerships. Due to the reduction in size of the vehicle storage parking area located in the rear of the Genesis and Honda dealership and the grade changes, a retaining wall was installed, and the distance between the vehicle storage area and the residential properties to the south increased from 34.5 to 99 feet. The petitioner is requesting to modify the landscaping plan to replace the double row of evergreen trees along the south property line with 138 Linwood Gold Forsythia shrubs located at the top of the retaining wall. This proposed change to the landscaping plan cannot be approved administratively and requires a public hearing to amend the PUD. With that, I move to forward this to the Plan Commission. I'd like to make a motion to forward this to the Plan Commission.
I'll second that.
Turn it to vote on it.
There's nothing to discuss.
If anybody has any questions.
Yeah, let Mike and his group take care of it.
Support this decision?
Went out to the site. We did say that this was something that staff would approve administratively because the trees were a large part of the discussion during the application process. So the applicant feels that because there's not significantly more green space and distance between the parking area and those residential lots, we see it.
Did a lot of the discussion come from residents, or did it come from people on the committee?
Most of the comments were from residents that directly applied.
Thank you.
And the dealership are required to maintain those trees, correct?
Correct. They're required to maintain their entire.
Okay, because evergreens are easier to maintain than trees, so I want to make sure that they understand that. So it's 138 of them.
Yes. These are shrubs.
Okay.
These are shrubs that would be located
Yeah.
at 6 to 8 feet tall and trees.
Forsythia?
Yes.
Watch that one, Dan.
I'm sorry, I'm not a horticulturist. No more questions. We'll push this on to the Plan Commission.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. Thank you, Chairman GUNSTEEN. Financing Committee, Chairman LaPorte.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have an agenda item tonight to discuss the Civic Group support. Attached for your consideration is a memo outlining suggested financial support limits for civic groups. Staff evaluated the priorities for financial support, including confirming the event, program, and service is not currently being provided by the village, evaluating size of the request and history and reputation of the civic group, as well as past success of the program, services, or events. Staff suggests creating a limit for financial support based on the cost of the event, while allowing flexibility to reduce any grant amount by taking into consideration the priorities listed above, as well as considering the additional costs from Public Works and the police to carry out each event. Additionally, staff supports the suggestion from the Village Board to limit financial support for new requests to no more than $3,500 for the first year. Anybody have any questions? This is for discussion only.
I have a question. We said $3,500 for the first year. Has anybody asked us for $3,500 for the first year?
So we had a request last year from Ignite the Courage.
Right.
They had requested $8,000, and the village board granted $35,000 because they were a new requester.
So this kind of puts some parameters around what the amounts should be.
Correct.
On the cost of the event.
Correct. Yeah. we tried to look at, the parts of the event as far as number of days, the number of people attending the event, those sorts of things. And with the wide variety of the events that we do have in town, we thought maybe looking at the expenditures would be a good baseline. And that's where we put that, the chart at the bottom of page 1 in, kind of showing the suggested financial limits for these events or programs and services. And then that chart on page 2 kind of shows how our civic groups fit in there currently, what they were granted this previous year, and also it includes the additional funding from like Public Works and police and those sorts of things for those events.
Is there like an audit report to show like what was spent?
So after their event, they do have to do a post-funding report, and yeah, so they give us the budgeted items when they submit their application in October, and then after their event is conducted, they have to provide the post-funding.
So if you recall, we talked about this during our budgeting. We said at the time, they get their check upon their approval of their application, correct?
Correct.
If the event is rained out, that money rolls over to the following year.
Correct.
Would that be their first year officially still?
The approved amount would be the 35, but I mean, the board, yeah.
I just want to make sure, because otherwise they're getting 3,500 plus an additional, so we're just trying to make sure that's clear, so.
That's all. Good.
Yeah.
I think like at least put some parameters around guesswork. And all of these are great events, so, I mean, they all support the community, they all bring people into the community, they all...
Absolutely.
So...
Encourage events.
Yep.
Excellent, that's all I have.
All righty. Thank
Question.
you,
Question.
Chairman LaPorte.
Is this coming before the board?
Shoot it to the board then.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't make it an official policy if that is the direction of the board. We were just going to use it for budget review.
I would just use it for budget review then.
Yeah.
Gives us some parameters, less paperwork.
Sure.
Thank you, Chairman LaPorte. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Gunstein. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney.
Yes.
Gansey.
Yes.
Gunstein.
Yes.
Hopkins. LaPorte.
Yes.
Swansky.
Yes.
We are adjourned.